Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. Um, I am creating heaven on earth, people, and the way that I do it is by helping people, number one, to know that what they consider to be their soul is the Spirit of God. Therefore, God lives inside of you, and all you have to do is take claim to that, people, so God can use you to change this world. I am creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world. I am creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message today, people, is to not follow the crowd. Do not follow the crowd, man. You know, it's like I was thinking about it this morning, and I was wondering, what is the hindrance or what stops people from going on that journey of whether it's just being, well, authenticity. Let's put it that way. What prevents people from being 100% authentic? And what I realized, people, is that, when you decide to be authentic, to really go on that journey of being your higher self, is that you're literally going against the grain, because you're going against the system. You're going against everything that people know, everything that people consider to be normal. You go against it. You are ultimately becoming the black sheep here. And the crazy thing is that, especially for your spiritual journey, because it's like when you're living in this world and living by your flesh, which is what most people do, then you fit right in. Is that you have the same goals they have: get a good job, make money, pay your bills, have fun on the weekend, go out, take vacations, the usual stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like you fit in, and it's like, as human beings, I understand it, because shoot, I've been there myself. I remember back in high school and college just trying to fit in, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you fit in, it's like what happens, people, is that you're losing yourself, because you're no longer doing or being your authentic self. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, every single human being on this planet, man, is unique. Everybody here is unique, man, in the sense that we all have deep down different purpose for being here, different desires, different things. You know what I mean? Like, we're strictly unique, just like down to your fingerprint. We're different. So it's like, to try to be like everybody else, that's that herd mentality, man. And my suggestion to you today, people, is literally like the message says: do not follow the crowd. The crowd is part of the matrix, people. They're programmed to be and do things a certain way according to what the system desire. What I'm asking for you to do today, people, is to break that mold, man. Break that mold by intentionally choosing to stop following the herd. And the easiest way to do it, people, is really dig deep. Go within, man. First question you got to ask yourself is, who are you? Because if your definition of yourself is everything that the system give you, then you're not really, that's not you. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, if you ask people, about themselves, they'll tell you their name, they'll tell you what job they have or what they do for a living. They tell you about their husband, their kids, or wife, or whatever the case is, and maybe some hobbies that they have. But the truth is, those are just literally what it says. Those are things, those are roles that you play, and those are activities or things that you do. But that's not who you are, people. So you have to dig deeper than that and say, okay, well, great. If I'm not my roles, if I'm not just my physical body that everybody sees, then who are you, man? And that's the journey, people, that I promise you is worth it if you go into digging for that, I mean, it literally took me a year and a half. I'll never forget, it was back in from December 2021 till July 2023, of me consistently on a regular basis asking myself, who am I? It was then, I'll never forget, I was in Times Square, New York, when I realized that as human beings, we're not our body, but instead we're our soul. You know, that's a year and a half, people. And that's the type of journey you're going to be on, people, is that when you go on a spiritual journey of digging within, because that's what that is. To go on that spiritual journey, you don't have to seek things outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just got to dig within and keep asking yourself, who am I? And as you keep asking that question, it's like it provokes different things. It makes you think about certain things, and you start to be more aware of who you're being, you know? And as you see who you're being, then you have the option to choose whether you like it or whether you don't like it. And if you don't like it, the beautiful thing now that you're aware is that now you can change it, you know? And that's essentially what I'm asking you to do, people, is that I want you to separate yourself from the herd, because the things that you like, well, that's perfect. That means that you're choosing to keep those qualities, those ways of being. That's great. Keep that. But the things you do not like about yourself, you know, whatever that looks like, I want you to start intentionally changing that, people. And that is how you separate yourself from the herd, because now you're brave enough, you have enough courage, because that's exactly what it requires, people, is that society input and train people to be very egotistical, not just men and women alike. You know, they care. Ego, to me, when the simplest form is caring what people think about you or how people perceive you. So as long as you are caring how people perceive you, whether you admit it to yourself or not, realize that you're operating from your space of ego, not humility. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the courage that it takes, people, is to kill your ego, because literally there is such a thing, people. I remember, man, I don't remember exactly when it happened, but it's like that was a process, man, of killing my ego. You have to kill your ego, people. Is anything that make you feel guilt and shame, you have to face it. That is exactly how you kill your ego. Is anything that you think somebody can say about you to embarrass you or humiliate you, you have to make peace with that, people. You have to be okay with being embarrassed. You have to be okay with being humiliated to really kill your ego. Because if you have the ability to feel humiliation and embarrassment, whether you admit it to yourself or not, just realize that your ego is what's leading you at that point. See, when you get to the point where you can never be embarrassed or humiliated, like you will beat people to whatever the heck they got to say about you. Whatever the hell they want to say about you, you will beat them to it. Hey, man, you go spread your own negative business if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows that you genuinely do not care, man. And what gives me that confidence, and what I know will give you that confidence, people, is the Spirit of God inside of you. Because when you dive within, then you realize you don't need your ego no more, because you have your soul. You have your Spirit of God, and you're tapped into it. Because everybody have it, but that doesn't mean they're attached to it, they're using it, or they're tapped into it. Of course, every living being have a soul. We all know that, but that doesn't mean that you're connected to it. You can have it and be operating from your body your entire life. What I'm suggesting for you today, people, is to really tap into your soul, man, and realize that that right there is real power. That right there is the Spirit of God, and therefore you have the ability to do any and everything that God can do. You have the ability to create, because again, that is the Spirit of God, people, which is also the highest version of yourself. That's who you were meant to be, people. It's just that society trained people from a very young age. We're programmed to follow the system. The system is the matrix, people. And what I'm telling you today is that if you follow the system, you will always be in the matrix. And that's it. That's all you got. If you learn to separate yourself from the herd, then do the opposite thing by digging within and going within and finding out your real power that's inside of you and overcoming, you're killing off your ego and so forth. It's like, it's a priceless experience to do that, man. But coming back to the message today, people, is that, you know, I want you to let go of your ego, people. That wasn't the topic, but the bottom line is, I think you get the point of what I'm trying to say, man, is that dive within. Have the courage, man, to face your deepest fears, you know. Have the courage to face your shame. The things that make you feel guilty and shame, you must overcome those, people, because until you do that, you will never change. You change temporarily, but you'll never permanently change. You have to make peace with your past, people. Anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off there for right now. Shout out to my co-creators, man, of Heaven and Earth International, right here on Earth. The way we do it, people, is we understand that as a collective, which is a group of like-minded individuals that's out here with common goal of raising the vibration of the entire planet, is that we understand that energy is everything and everything is energy. Therefore, we are intentionally choosing on an everyday basis to really come out here, show up, and give our best energy and effort, man. We giving 100% every single day, man. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you got going on, whether you got a good day, bad day yesterday, who cares, man? Every single day you show up for yourself, choose to believe in yourself, choose to empower and encourage other people. People, that's what this looks like. That's how we raise the frequency, because we are intentionally choosing to see the glass half full every single day. Every single day, people. The glass is always half full. We are intentionally choosing to be optimists, not pessimists. We're always finding the positivity in things and highlight those, man. Not just for ourselves, but also in others. I want you to speak life into people. Everybody is a composite of goodness and badness. You know what I'm saying? I want you to intentionally focus on identifying the goodness in people. I really want you to do that, because as you're doing that, what you're doing is that's how you really encourage and inspire and motivate people, man. Is learn to see the goodness in people, because we all have them. We all have good and bad in all of us. No exception here. And that's the whole idea of living, man, is going through the motion of life, of figuring things out. And also, as part of this collective, you got to be okay with being in the unknown, because every single day, people, I don't know how the day's going to turn out. I have no clue. I have an idea for my shopping or certain things, but for the most part, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just intentionally come out here and give my best effort every single day, because that's all I have to give, people, and let the chips fall where it may. With that being said, man, here's the requirements to be a part of this collective. Number one, people, is that you must choose to believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you. Number two, people, is that, you must follow my page. It's not really an option. You must follow my pages and watch my videos every day, because part of the requirement is that these videos provide downloads that you need to receive. And as you watch these videos, then what happens is the downloaded message is reaching your soul. It's feeding your soul so you can become your higher self. And eventually your soul will take possession of your body and start leading your life instead of your flesh. Number three, people, is that you must speak your truth, man. Your truth is not what your current circumstances is, but your vision that God have given to you. And you talking about your process and what you need to do to go from where you are to where you need to be, which is your higher self. You know what I mean? Like, talk about your process, people, and your growth. Because as you share that with the world, what you're doing is you're providing breakthrough for them too, Not only are you creating breakthroughs for yourself, but you're literally helping others and giving them ideas on what to do, man, so they can have their breakthrough also. Shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. People, I say this, as you already know, my mandate from God, man, is to unite the Caribbean and Africa. And, the way we do it, people, is by choosing to stand united, man. I want us all to intentionally choose to stand united. What does that look like? Choose to do business with each other. Choose to encourage each other. Choose to support. There's a story. I was watching this lady that she had a business, I want to say in Denton, Texas, a bakery or something. And another guy, let me see, and a guy, I think his name is Keith Lee. He had went to a restaurant. She literally, I think, had like 2 customers the entire day. She was saying this how slow it was. She was at risk of losing her business. And it was so good to see this guy, Keith Lee, another black guy. It was a black lady out there in Denton. And the guy, Keith Lee, was another black guy, and he went in there, ate some of her food, did an honest review, And, you know, weeks later, or I don't know the exact duration later, but all I know is when she posts videos now, that restaurant is packed to the brim. People, that's what supporting each other looks like. That's what being our brothers and sisters keepers look like. Find ways in your power to support, inspire, and motivate and encourage others. Do that intentionally, people. And as you do that, man, just know that you're making a difference, you know. Choose to support other black-owned businesses. Why? Because if we do that, people, that's how we bring about the greatest prosperity, because we're circulating the money right back into our community, whether it's local or worldwide, man. So let's get busy doing that. Always remember the mantra: be our brothers and sisters keeper. Number 2, each one teach one. Whatever you know, teach it to others, man, so you can bless others and transform other people's lives. You know, with that being said, people, my declarations over your life: number 1 is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that you really choose to work on yourself every single day. Always show up for yourself. Always choose to believe in yourself. And come out here and give 100% effort every single day, man. And let the chips fall where they're made. I pray that the Spirit will continue to rise in you. Have a great day, people. Thank you.